Explain the debugging method of Immersive Multi-Lidar. Immersive has 3 radars installed on the left, middle, and right walls. Before debugging, you need to turn off the firewall of the computer and uninstall the antivirus software. You can turn off the firewall in the control panel. Find the Uninstall Center to uninstall all antivirus software. After the uninstall is complete, find the lower right corner of the taskbar. Right-click on the network icon to open Network Settings. Select Change Adapter. 2 Ethernets appear on the screen. The first one is the external network connected to the computer's own network port. By default, the radar uses zero net, so you need to use a USB transfer card to connect to the switch and the 3 radars to form a LAN. In this way, the 2 network ends cannot affect each other. Right-click on Ethernet 4. Set a fixed IP. You can view the IP of the 3 radars in the radar shell. The last 3 digits can be changed to any number from 0 to 255 except the radar IP. Moving the mouse over the second line will automatically generate the code. Click OK after the setting is complete. Find the Start menu in the lower right corner of the desktop. Find and double-click Run. Enter pin first radar IPT. It can be seen that the data transmission proves that the radar is connected normally. Then follow the same operation to enter the second and third radar IP in turn. If the radar cannot be connected successfully, you can check whether the 2 indicator lights below the side of the radar are always on. On the left is the status indicator. On the right is the power indicator light. If the radar connection is normal, the 2 indicators are always on. If the left status indicator flashes, it means that the device is abnormal. If the right power indicator light is off, you need to check whether the power supply is connected. The next step is to start the installation of the radar software. Find the installation package and right-click to extract it. After decompression, you will get these files. Then double-click the program to install the package. The software installation is installed on the D drive by default. You can change the installation location by yourself. Click to install. The operating environment required by the software will be prompted during installation. If it is already installed, it needs to be closed. If you have not installed it, click to continue the installation. After the installation is complete, the radar system icon and manual icon will be generated on the desktop. Double-click to open the radar icon and the debug box of the radar main program will appear. The first step is to click on the settings. Click Device Management on the last line. Click to add. Choose Waterproof Hawkeye. The name can be set by yourself, it is recommended to name it a name that you can distinguish. I named the radar on the left wall left. In the next line, enter the radar IP to be installed on the left wall. Click OK. Then add the radar mounted on the middle wall. Name him Mid. Enter the middle wall radar IP in the next line. Click OK. Then add the radar mounted on the right wall. Set the name and fill in the IP on the right wall and click OK. After the 3 radars are added, the software needs to be restarted. The following will prompt you to restart. You need to right-click on the lower right corner of the taskbar to exit. Reopen the software after quitting. Wait a moment after opening the software. Then click Set. You can see the output of the radar signal. Return to the main interface after there is a radar signal. Click on the Calibration tab. The drop-down option box can switch the radar device. There are 3 radars in total. First, select the main number radar to adjust. First, set the maximum detection distance of the radar. The maximum detection distance is the distance between the radar and the furthest point on the screen. The farthest distance from the radar on the left wall to the wall is about 4 meters. So the maximum detection distance of the radar needs to be set to 4,000. Touch the wall when setup is complete. See if there are identification points. Touching multiple locations will produce contact points, proving that the radar installation was successful. Then switch to the middle radar. It is also necessary to set the maximum induction area first. Touch the wall again. Found that there are white recognition points when the hand touches the wall, but touch down and the white identification point disappears. It can be seen that the radar identification line is curved and wavy. It proves that the radar waves to the wall and does not recognize the touch point of the hand. This will cause no interaction on the lower part of the wall and the radar projection angle needs to be adjusted. You can take a small piece of paper or iron pad under the radar to adjust the tilt angle. Lift the radar slightly and place the paper under the bottom of the radar. The radar will not shoot inwards, causing it to hit the wall and cannot interact. The radar will emit parallel to the wall. It can be seen that the waveform of the radar calibration interface has changed. Touch the middle wall with your hand and you will see white identification points will be generated at each point touched. Indicates that the adjustment of the middle wall radar is completed. Finally, adjust the right radar. First, set the maximum detection range of the radar. Touch multiple locations on the wall, each with a white identification point appearing. Teach everyone a little trick. The radar wave will form a horizontal line when it hits the ground. In this case, there is no problem with the general radar installation angle. If it is a wavy curve, it is necessary to detect the angle of the radar installation. This step is to detect the radar installation position and angle. After the installation is complete, find the device list and partition each radar. Select the radar and click to modify, then select the number and click to modify. Then click Set Control Partition to enter the Setting Partition interface. The whole screen will turn blue. Find the partition setting pixel fill position in the upper left corner of the screen. Fill in the box with left and right numbers to fill in, and here you need to fill in the resolution size. The first radar only needs to cover the left wall. You need to change the resolution to the left screen resolution. The starting pixel of the first wall is 0, and the ending pixel is 1920. After setting, the first radar covers the entire left wall. Click OK and then click OK, then modify the next radar range. The middle radar also needs to modify the control division. Also, adjust the number range in the upper left corner. The starting point of the middle wall radar is 1920 and the right is 3840. Interact with the wall in the middle and click OK when the setting is complete. The last is the modification of the radar on the right, which is also the setting of the control partition. The starting point of the radar on the left is 3840 and the endpoint on the right is 5760. After the setting is complete, return to the calibration interface. Select first radar. The first option box on the right can rotate the angle of the radar. When adjusting, it is necessary to make the calibration frame vertical to the ground as much as possible. Next, set the sensing area for the radar on the left wall. After selecting, click Start. The left wall will turn red. Need to touch two vertices of the screen. First, touch the lower left corner of the screen. Mark the position of the lower left corner and click OK to mark the upper right corner. Mark the upper right corner and frame this rectangle, which is the radar projection range on the left wall. After the frame is selected, the interference points outside the screen can be shielded. Then select the calibration option and click Start. 4 calibration points will appear on the projection wall, and the 4 points will be calibrated in turn. If the calibration point is high, you can use auxiliary tools such as ladders or stools for calibration. Be sure to pay attention to the gesture when calibrating. The hand needs to be perpendicular to the calibration point. Do not tilt it too much or touch it with other objects. After the hand is perpendicular to the wall, you can see the corresponding recognition point in the calibration screen area. If you are not sure, you can leave the calibration point and then return to the calibration point. Click the calibration point with the mouse, and a red cross will appear. Then click OK. Then do the second calibration point, the same operation. Then determine the third and fourth. There may be interference points on the screen after calibration. You can wipe them with an eraser to eliminate the interference points. Perform a second radar calibration after the first radar calibration is complete. Select the radar calibration of the second middle wall. The first step is to rotate the angle of the radar sensor so that the calibration frame is perpendicular to the ground. The second step is to set the sensing distance. Touch the lower right corner. The first vertex is the actual white touch point on the screen. Then click the point with the mouse and then perform the second point calibration. Touch the upper left corner to confirm the point and click Calibrate. The next step is to perform a 4-point calibration. Hands must be perpendicular to the wall. The remaining 3 points are also operated sequentially. Click to mark the white identification point and then click Confirm PT. Mask interference points with the eraser tool. Then debug the right wall. The first step is to adjust the angle of the radar. Then touch the upper left corner. First, touch the lower right corner to see the white calibration point and then click. Start a 4-point calibration. The same steps as before, place the hand vertically on the calibration point and click on the white calibration point. Do not place ladders or other auxiliary tools too close to the wall. Touch the remaining 3 green cross points on the wall in turn and then determine the calibration point on the wall. After the 4-point calibration is completed, select the eraser to block out the interference points. Three radar settings complete. After the setting is complete, find the icon in the lower right corner of the desktop and select the radar test program. It will enter the test program interface and then test the calibration results just now. Now the radar is in trigger mode, suitable for playing games. If you need more precise radar touch, need more precise parameter setting for radar, you can set the hand tracking on the wall. First, you need to calculate the pixel value corresponding to each wall. For example, the left wall is 4 meters and the resolution of the left wall is 1920 horizontally. Use 1920 divided by 4 equals 480. Fill in 480 in the photo frame and then click Apply. The middle wall can also set the hand tracking on the wall. Enter the pixel value of 1 meter. Then enter the radar setting program, which can be touched by multiple people to detect the accuracy of the radar. Finally, we enter the settings interface to find the general settings. Check the power on. Add game effects to playplan. Decompress the game effect first. You can also directly drag the effect program into the play plan. You can choose to start the automatic operation effect and minimize it according to your own needs. In the lower left corner, there is a standby video that no one interacts with. Check it according to your needs. Click Add to add multiple interactive effects. The runtime of the effects can be modified individually or together. The video needs to be set to play for 5分钟. Use to switch to the next one. Fill in 5 in the checkbox and click OK. After all settings are complete, click OK. After the setting is complete, be sure to exit, save and restart again. Click Exit in the lower right corner of the taskbar. Then open the program again to interact. Touch the fish, the special effect that the fish will avoid.